Hello, welcome back. Today we've got another £500 of £2 coins we're going to be hunting through, looking for commemoratives, ones with more than face value, but ideally the missing coin from the book, which is Commonwealth Games Northern Ireland, which just so happens to be the rarest circulating commemorative £2 coin as well, unfortunately, but you never know, we could find it in any of these videos. The Navy Centenary flag era is another variant of this coin here. That would be nice to fill but not required to complete the book in my mind. And then we've got two more coins at the end of the book and it's complete. So let's get into this bag, see what we find today. Okay then, into the first bag. What have we got? That's Technologies. It's the standard definitive design used on £2 coins, used up until 2015. There are some lower minted circulating years of the Technologies, but they're just not low enough that I think, or they're not desirable enough coins that I keep my eyes peeled for them. Our first commemorative is Trevithick's Steam Locomotive. Fairly common coin, but we do have counters tracking that coin, along with some other common and some uncommon coins. So it would just be nice at the end of the video to be able to see how many different coins we found of certain variants. Same as this one, I think, Rugby World Cup. In the Rugby World Cup there is the rotation error, so note the queen is in the right orientation when we turn it around. I do check for other errors during the hunt. You'll see me as I go if we find more coins that I check throughout the hunt. Otherwise, at the end of the video I will go through all the coins and have a look for any other errors I might have missed. There are things like other rotation errors, edge inscription errors, double die obverses, both on the Technologies and all the other commemoratives. There's just a little bit too many. My brain's not engaged. There's just too many different errors to be looking for to check them all during this hunt. But as I said, before we wrap up, I will go through all the coins once over to make sure I haven't missed any exciting errors, because they do turn up from time to time. It was a couple of videos ago. Oh, there we go. Got Trinity House there. Not the most desirable coin ever, but it adds a bit of variety to today's hunt, which is always nice. But no, it was only the was it the last £2 coin hunt, or the one before that? I found double die obverse error. So there was a bit of doubling around this side of the coin, which many people think has been caused by the coin being struck twice. It is called a double die, so I can see the logic there. The die has hit it twice rather than the once which they do for circulating coins, but it's actually an error on the die. The die itself has a bit of doubling on the obverse of that coin. We've got Abolition of the Slave Trade there, another fairly common coin. There is a non-circulating version of that £2 coin that was only put into the collector's sets. It has a smooth finish on the inner silvery coloured part, and the initials DG for David Gentleman, who designed the coin, the bottom right of the 7 in 1807. Our first coin over face value is Golden Guinea, smidge over face value in good condition, in the right sort of selling environment. Not extremely valuable, it has to be said. You won't be able to retire having found a Golden Guinea. There are lots of those coins that are sort of marginally over face value, so a collector will pay a couple of pounds over its face value potentially, but yeah, you won't be rich from those, and they'd be a little bit of a slow sell. If you were to come across 1,000 of them, they're not all going to fly out, whereas the Commonwealth Games Northern Ireland, if you had 1,000 of those, you'd be able to sell those very, very quickly at a profit. But that's just the range of different coins, because obviously the lower minted the coin is, so the fewer that are produced by the Royal Mint, the rarer it's going to be, which then helps it become a bit more valuable. It's not the only factor that impacts on the price of a coin, but it is a key one. We've got Florence Nightingale there, another fairly common design, but I do like that design. It's one of my favourite circulating £2 coins. And then we have Brunel's Portrait, one of two Brunel coins you'll find out in your change, both of which, of course, fairly common. Right, should we do an edge hunt? Oops. So what we're doing, we're reading the edge inscription because they are unique to the design. If it says standing on the shoulders of giants, we know that's a Technologies £2 coin. It's an Isaac Newton quote applied to the coin. But this one here towards the middle, King and Country, for King and Country, will be the Army Centenary, or at least it should be. Let's have a look. This one it is. The reason I say it should be an Army Centenary is that I have in the past found a Shakespeare's Tragedies which has the edge inscription for King and Country. That is an exciting edge inscription error, and I think that's all we're going to get in this bag. Well, at least we found one. Better than nothing. Let's carry on our merry way, hoping to strike gold with that Northern Ireland Commonwealth Games, but being so rare, it may take some time to come across it. Oops. But I'm determined that we will find one. I'm convinced we will find one. It's the same with any coin. The only way you'll guarantee you'll never find it is if you stop looking for it. We got Brunel's achievements, the Archers at Paddington Station. That's the second of the Brunel £2 coins. But it was a bit like my last Kew Gardens 50p find. It had been 3 years since I'd found a Kew Gardens 50p. But, of course, diligently carried on hunting through the coins and eventually found another one. It'd be nice to find another one this year, but as long as it doesn't take more than 3 years worth of regular hunting, I'll be happy with that. There's Guy Fawkes Gunpowder Plot, which is very nice, and another Army Centenary with no rotation error and no edge inscription error. So, oh, where's that? Oh, I put it down there. Why have I done that? Bizarre. We've got quite a few bags to go. All it takes is one coin, and to be fair, the golden guinea's a nice start. It'd be good to improve from there, but who knows. Act of Union there, another one to check for a rotation error on. Not on that one though, sadly. Right. I've got a good feeling. I don't know why. Unfortunately, not the case. Should we do a bonus edge inscription hunt? See if that rustles up something exciting. Of course, with the edge inscriptions, worth pointing out that there is no right or wrong way for an edge inscription to be. It's just 50-50 which way it lands in the minting machine. I think these are all just Technologies. Yep. Well, my plan to do an edge inscription hunt to summon up something exciting is not exactly paying dividends. We've got standing shoulders, 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 standing shoulders, giant shoulders. There. Of course, to do your edge inscription hunts, but also to spot an edge inscription error, you do need to learn your edge inscriptions. And this is the kind of practice that has helped me learn edge inscriptions. Well, not specifically these ones because I haven't found anything, although there we go, Kingdom. United into one kingdom. Second on the right will be the Act of Union. There we go. Check the rotation error, obviously Scotland to the top, England to the south, as it is on a map. No rotation error. Oh, I haven't checked for any more. Anything there? Anyone spot anything? I don't. Yep, sadly not. Well, we've got a few more bags to go. It's not over till that last bag has been opened. See, I don't think it has actually been a huge amount of time since we found our last Commonwealth Games, although it was a duplicate. It's always nice to find them. There's another Florence Nightingale there. Because all four of the Commonwealth Games are pretty uncommon out in circulation, so regardless of the design, regardless of the unique country that particular Commonwealth Games £2 coin represents. They're always exciting finds. Right, a couple of things we've got. Charles Dickens there. That's one for our Dickens, Charles versus Charles counter. And then we have Jodie Clark's 5th and final portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, so that'll be something. It's another Army Centenary. For King and Country. There we go. Let's see if we can rustle anything up in this bag. Come on. Oh, there we go. What is going on? I have found quite a few Olympic Centenary £2 coins recently. That is pretty bonkers because it is quite an uncommon coin. Very, very nice. One of the three Olympic £2 coins you can find out in your circulation, out in your change. All three of which very nice. In fact, was it the Olympic Beijing handover? Was the last coin we've added to this current book. So very, very nice. Okay then, we're on to the last bag for today's hunt. Now, as usual, down in the description of this video, you'll find a link across to my coin collecting Discord server if you'd like to come and join me and other coin collectors over on that. There's also links to my other social media channels, the PO box address if you'd like to write into me, and of course a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel, the company I work for as my day job, so please check them out too. I'm just going to whiz through all of these coins now and see if I've missed any exciting errors. Well then, we did find one error coin, which is always quite nice. 2010 technology, so some of you already know what this is going to be. If we turn it around, it's a double die obverse. That's the one I was talking about earlier that looks like it's been struck twice, but it's actually doubling that's been done on the die, imparted then into the coin. So you can see it more around this edge of the coin, the initials of the artist under the Queen's portrait. Very, very nice. So nothing that's new for the book, but a double die obverse error £2 coin is always a nice find. We've got a couple of other star finds. I think I would possibly pick the Olympic Centenary. I do have a bit of an Olympic bias when it comes to coins, so maybe that's what I'd pick, but do let me know in the comments what you'd pick as the star find. It's always interesting seeing what coins you guys are liking, and all it leaves me to do now is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.